Hey, happy, beautiful, amazing day, April 2, 2020. Dr. Bob Rakowski here out of Houston, Texas, with a SARS-CoV-2 update. So we go back to a TED Talk in 2015, and Bill Gates predicted that there would be a significant viral pandemic coming, and then it might be a good idea to be prepared for it. That I don't believe was too bold a prediction because we got viruses coming and going all of the time. And let's share some of that data. But hopefully that prediction did make the world more prepared. This is interesting data, copied it from the Wall Street Journal, usually a pretty good source. And they said the CDC estimates that about 15 times more deaths each year are related to the flu than are recorded on death certificates. Now, does that mean that someone who's in stage 4 cancer gets the flu and dies? Was it the flu that ultimately was the cause, or was it the stage 4 cancer? Maybe in previous years they said stage 4 cancer. Maybe this year in some places they're saying it was the flu. I definitely don't know that for sure, but there are some reports that people with real serious health challenges that get the flu are being called flu deaths. So is the flu anything new? No, there's data going back every single year. So a light year, 2011 and 12, basically we had 12,000 flu deaths, US alone. I want you to think about that. That's just the US flu deaths per year. Then we go back to 2017 and 18, 61,000 deaths US, highly significant. But I don't really remember hearing about the flu in 2017, 2018. This chart has been changed from a very ominous red-brown color to blue, maybe a little more friendly on the eye. The darker areas are areas that are having more significant infection. So I'm going to look at the US, Italy, Spain, and the UK, and we'll see where those are going. But back to our CDC. They have a well-defined curve about how pandemics happen. Notice that this was published on September 26th of 2014. So they didn't make this up regarding this flu pandemic. They've known how these things go for a while. And you'll see your initiation, acceleration, deceleration, preparation is, just make sure it doesn't come back again. But the goal they're saying is let's flatten that curve, because if we allow this to accelerate at full rate, well, we could overburden our healthcare systems. So if we slow it out, we take a greater amount of time that this runs its course, but hopefully we save many, many, many lives. So now let's look at the data. China had that curve. We see it, it's run its course. US, I cut off the US, or actually my picture was of it. I don't think you'll see that on the recording. US is still in that phase where they're growing. Maybe another 7 to 10 days that's happening. Looks like Italy's peaked out and on the way down. Thank God for that, because it seems that Italy has been hit very, very hard. Spain hopefully has peaked out on the way down. UK is still rising. China, pretty good piece of data. And if we just go back to what we were talking about, CDC has known that these are the ways that these happen, for a while. It is predictable. So one of my great friends, Zaf out of South Africa, said, Bob, please remind the world that today is Autism Awareness Day. So I'll let you know that. My favorite strategy for autism is prevent it. If you start looking at the risk factors for autism, certainly there's ideas that toxin exposure is a factor. It might be a factor in our flu pandemic too. So let's clean up our world, clean up our body, and do everything we can to make this place as healthy as possible. And I'll finish with this quote, and I don't know who to attribute it to, but I really like it. It says, tough times don't last, tough people do. So when's the time to get tough? Well, before the tough times come. So I'm hoping that people use this time very proactively, right, to get better, stronger, faster, smarter, because when we do that, we all make the world better. I'm Dr. Bob Rakowski, absolutely knowing that we can all be happy, healthy, and successful.